Hey peeps, I'm Amy, that's Jay.
Yeah.
We promised another video for our YouTube channel. It's been a while, I guess since Vegas. Gosh, the months go quickly. Can you believe it's now March Madness and the Super Bowl is a distant memory? Did we actually go to Las Vegas or was that not real?
Did that happen?
It did. It did happen. And it was crazy. And we walked at least 25 miles a day. We wanted to do a new Ask Amy Anything for our YouTube channel. Maybe the goal should be one video a month, Jay. We probably could do one video a month.
I think that's doable. We might have to keep going or just ask Amy wedding videos because all of the questions we keep getting. So we'll just have to do part 5 soon.
No. I have to tell you guys something really funny. After one of our recent audio editions of Ask Amy Anything on a Hump Show, which we do every week, of course, you all know that, we got a tweet from a listener who had an egg for an avatar. And he said, don't you ever feel shame sharing about your personal life? No, actually not so far. I'll let you know if that happens, but no. I kind of feel like it's fun that way because we all have relationships and challenges outside of work, and no one's one-dimensional, only thinks about sports or work 100% of the time. So these are the types of things that Jay and I talk about. These are the types of things that people talk about. So no shame yet. And to that end, a brand new edition of Ask Amy Anything walked down the aisle, right? Because you all had tons of questions before I got married. Now, 3 months in, you have questions about what it's like to be married. But let me just tell you, I'm not an expert. So please do not take anything that I say as some type of advice or wisdom or experience, because I am learning on the fly.
When does one become an expert? 3 months? I'm an expert, right?
Yeah, it's hard to believe we're celebrating 3 months already. So producer Jay has compiled your questions, and this is our, I guess we'll call it the 4th ep in this series. Ask Amy walked down the aisle.
All right, we're hopping right in. I'm getting bombarded again with these questions, so I had to select from a whole bunch. I think I picked out the best ones. Let's get into it.
Okay.
All right. First one comes from Mark, who goes, now that it's been 3 months, hitting the 3-month anniversary, has everything gone about how you thought it would prior to the wedding? Uh-oh.
No, actually not at all. And there are lots of reasons for that. It really isn't about being married so much as just combining 2 lives and 2 homes of stuff. And Bob and I worked really hard before the wedding to try to purge on his end and purge on my end. We donated things. We got rid of things. I went through at least half my house and tried to make space and rearrange and get organized. But until we actually got his stuff in the house along with my stuff, I don't think we realized how challenging it would be. So that was one big thing. Now, originally we said, as long as the house is organized by the honeymoon, which we are still on track. We have 6 weeks to go before the honeymoon. Right. But we call it our slide puzzle, Jay, where we're moving pieces around the board, essentially in the house, moving furniture, moving boxes to try to make room for the other pieces of furniture or boxes or items that go in that space. And here's one thing I didn't anticipate in this process. I had a lot of my stuff where I wanted it, where I've had it for 4 years since I purchased the house. What I didn't realize is that I would have to box up some of my belongings to make room for his belongings and then unbox my stuff and put it back up, or, take things down off the walls.
Moving without going anywhere.
Moving in my own house, but not going anywhere. Actually, that's a great way to put it. So we call it our slide puzzle. So I think we didn't realize that that would be as big a project. And also we had determined initially that we would just 1 room a week, right? We'll hit it hard, we'll get it done. But in January and then on into February, into Super Bowl week, we're working 7 days a week, really, because the NFL never goes away. And then there's just the challenges of getting used to a new routine and that type of thing. And so the whole 1 room a week really hasn't worked out. And so we're still dealing with a lot of piles in places, mostly mine. So Bob's stuff is primarily organized, but a lot of piles in places.
Except the cowboy boots.
Yeah, well, the cowboy boots are neatly arranged in a closet.
Okay.
Yes. So that's been more of a challenge than I think we anticipated. And I'm not a person who does well with clutter. One of the ways that I kind of make sense of this crazy schedule that we have is to have the house organized. You would be very disappointed in me.
Oh.
So that part has been not quite what we expected, but there have been positives too. I think the challenge of having 3 pets as well, and just the well, anyone who has pets, it's hard to keep clean, right? The mess that makes a lot of the time.
They're
So it's
everywhere.
yeah, it's been more challenging in terms of the space and getting the house organized than I really expected. So that's I was all gung ho when we first talked about it. This will be easy. We'll get this done. I can
One room a
organize
week.
anything.
Damn. Good
Yeah,
plan.
right. One room a week. Woo! Oh no.
Oh gosh. All right, we'll move on. This one comes from Karen, who wants to know what has been the best unexpected thing about marriage.
Oh, there have been so many great things about it. It really is such a blessing to have your best friend, to have a
Mm,
spouse, your partner in life around all the time. And I think after 9 months of doing long distance, we were really excited about being together in the same space. But it's been great because we were spending so much time on text, so much time on the
yeah.
phone. And that's been so cool to now just yell around the house, right? Just to know the person's in the next room or to wake up and know that he's here. And so that it's been one extreme to the other for sure. And so there's been some adjustments there because I lived by myself for 20 plus years. And so learning how to live with someone is harder for me. I think Bob's good. I'm having a harder time with it, just getting adjusted. But to know that he's here and that whenever I want to talk to him or whenever we want to collaborate on something or whenever I want to hug my hubs, it's great because I
Right
don't have
there.
to be
Yeah.
long distance anymore. And actually, he went back to Texas for 5 days and it was hard. I felt like we got too easily back into that routine of texting all the time, which is so yes, anyone who's ever done long distance knows there's a great relief to it. So we were excited about that. Something else that has been great is sharing the load, if that makes sense.
Mm,
I mean, there is twice as much to do, I think, but not just the moving, just the everyday cooking, doing the dishes.
taking the garbage out. Simple
Yeah,
things.
taking the garbage out.
Yeah.
Great point. We haven't even gotten into yard work yet in
Yeah.
March in
Yeah.
the Northeast.
Yeah.
We're taking care of the pets and just some of the mundane routine tasks, grocery shopping or fixing a couple things around the house. We've already had one home repair project because Penny accidentally put a hole in the wall, and so there's just been this neat kind of new partnership and being able to share some of the boring, average, mundane stuff that I've just been doing my whole life by myself. So that part's been a lot of fun. And Jay, you will love this. We are binging some shows on TV and we look forward to it every day,
Best
every
part.
weekend to have movie night with someone else and have popcorn together. And you'll be very proud of me. We ate not one, but 2 bags of popcorn this past weekend.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
a long movie. My goodness, Oppenheimer was a long movie. So yeah, we look forward to watching different shows together. We look forward to adventures. We do monthly road trips. So those have been really sweet.
You got to have the appropriate amount of popcorn for the length of the movie.
I knew
2
that
hour
was the
movie is a
only thing
two-bagger,
Jay would care
easy,
about
so.
is the popcorn. Forget the movie, forget the movie nights. No, it's just about the popcorn.
Good stuff. Let's move on to Jenny here, who asks, how is Bob adjusting to a new life in the Northeast? And how are you adjusting to having a new person in the house? Like you were just mentioning a little bit, but
Right,
Bob's
right.
new life, your new life, how are you both adjusting?
I think it's getting easier with every week that goes by. I know this will appeal to people who have done this in their own relationships, but to be on opposite schedules is really a challenge. And I've talked about this on the air before, but it's actually something we didn't realize until we started doing it, that when I come home in the morning after work, I'm fired up, right? I've still got a lot of adrenaline going from the show. I've had thoughts overnight that I need to share. I'm hungry. I'm ready to eat breakfast. The dogs are going every which way. And so I'm pretty fired up until boom, Jay understands this too. We crash into a wall and then that's it. We really can't think or do anything beyond that. But it takes a little while between the morning commute and the crazy traffic and we're wired up. And so I come home and poor Bob has got a cup of coffee and just stares at me half the time, right? And doesn't even want to eat breakfast a lot of the time. So that's the challenge. And then when I wake up in the afternoons, it's been part of the the role reversal where he's been working all day and he's had phone calls and thoughts and things he wants to share.
Yep.
And he wants to get stuff done either post working, things around the house, or is ready to cook and just get going in the evening. And I'm like a deer in the headlights, right? Where's my coffee? And so that's been something that I don't think we really anticipated in our opposite schedules. And then just whenever I'm in the house and not sleeping, right, during the week, I need to be working. March Madness is coming. The NBA and NHL playoffs are coming. So if for someone else to kind of jump into the sports calendar, I think that's also a challenge. And so we're working to find space where there's no sports and there's no work stuff. And but in terms of the routine, the schedule, the more that we do it, I think the easier it will become.
Yeah. Definitely.
As for Bob in the Northeast, there's been very little snow. We've had 3 snow events, and it's really not been that cold. Yeah, so I'm kind of upset because I love the cold, I love the winter, but he's feeling as though it's been a relatively mild transition from Texas. Yes.
Nice. All right, moving on. Alex wants to know. Ready
Can
for
I have
this
some
one?
coffee?
Yeah, of course. We just woke up. You need the coffee.
Don't give away our secrets, Jay.
Alex wants to know, what's Bob's favorite meal that you cook?
Oh, and actually, I found this out pretty early. We did one of our trips last year where we met in like halfway, I guess. We met in the mountains to go hiking, and we each took turns cooking because at that point we really didn't know much about how the other one would cook or eat. And we've got this old recipe in my family. I don't remember who came up with it. I think my sister-in-law, where it's super easy. It's a bunch of rotini pasta, a pound of peas, and then Italian sausage, whether hot or sweet. You take it out of the casing, you brown it up, and then you throw the other 2 in with some olive oil. And it is delicious, and it is hearty, and it's even better on leftovers the next day. So we've actually had that twice, and he's absolutely inhaled it, which is great because it's a really good meal and it's super easy. But he recently said to me, "Man, you're really good at these soups and stews and chilies." Yes, those are my favorite. My go-to, the chili. We have a cowboy steak soup that we make, and they're different than what he might make in Texas, but he's recognizing that those are some of my specialties. But yeah, I think we call it the peas and sausage pasta or the peas and rotini pasta, something. I don't remember exactly what we call it, but it's been a good meal that I've been able to use as a go-to. And he's an amazing cook on the grill. Oh my goodness. Steaks and burgers and salmon and vegetables. So that's a huge treat too.
Oh, and you're baking? What a combination.
And now I'm hungry.
And now I'm coming over to eat dinner sometime.
Oh, you absolutely can. And actually, Jay, I meant to do this, and so I'm surprising you. Right next to me is the plant that Jay gave us for our wedding. Yeah. Well, I haven't named her yet, but can you tell how she's growing? Hold on. I'll take her out of her little
beautiful box. Still looks great.
Doesn't she look awesome? Yeah, nice. She's purple, which was our wedding color. Hopefully you can see that over the screen. But yeah, she's right next to me. If anyone, maybe we can have a contest where we name the plant. If anyone has a good name for the plant. But yeah, she's real pretty. And most people didn't give us gifts, like actual gifts. Jay gave us wind chimes as well as this awesome plant. And so it's fun to hear them and look at she needs a name. She definitely needs a name. Some kind of a purple name. Ivy? Yeah. Nah, that's too easy. We need to name her.
Yeah, something purpley.
Yes.
I like it. Also, moving on to Scott here. He wants to know, what do you and Bob like to do on the weekends? What is now your ideal Saturday night as a married couple?
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get to Saturday night, but can I tell you I've contaminated Bob because he was not a napper before he met me.
Oh. So he naps.
So we do enjoy napping on the weekends, which I think it's optimal if you're going to do this schedule. Now, he's not on this schedule, so it's kind of unfair, but he has learned. I feel as though my job is nearly done in the first 3 months of marriage. He's learned how valuable naps can be when our schedules are opposite. So that's fun. Honestly, our Saturdays, if they're not spent working in the house, we like to do road trips. We're doing one road trip a month. Yeah, where we explore some new area of either New Jersey. We went down to the shore, so he'd never been to the Jersey Shore before. Now we did it in January, which was kind of fun because it was really cold and foggy, but we climbed the lighthouse. We've got, in honor of our 3-month anniversary, a hiking trip to the Catskills scheduled for next weekend. And so it's been a lot of fun to explore and to see the Northeast through his eyes because he really hasn't spent any time here in his life. So the road trips are fun, but when we're just home, this past Saturday night, we watched Oppenheimer and ate 2 bags of popcorn. We like to cook on the weekends for sure. Yeah, so we enjoy doing, whether it be a date night with a restaurant that I want to introduce him to or some food that he likes. So we're big into the food, watching a movie. We have a puzzle, actually. Would you like to know what the puzzle is, Jay?
Of course.
It's an Ewok.
No way.
It is. It was for me last year when he was just getting to know me and Star Wars was really what he knew about me. Yes, so we have puzzles that we enjoy doing. We sound very old and funny-duddy, but yeah.
That's my ideal Saturday night. I don't know. Popcorn, Oppenheimer, and Ewok puzzle. Sounds good to me.
If not our road trips, then we're probably doing something around here. Again, just enjoying the fact that after a long-distance relationship, we can hang out here and veg on the couch and make some food. And yeah, I feel like we sound old. Oh my goodness.
No.
Jay's ready. Jay's ready for that kind of a life.
Oh, I'm here. I'm living it. I'm living it. Let's move on to Joe, who wants to know, have you learned anything about Bob that you didn't know about him before getting married and him moving in?
Okay, well, the number one thing that I learned about Bob, and this is amazing, I had no idea, but I found out right away, the man can dance. Who knew? I had no idea that he could let his hair down, so to speak, and that he could dance with the best of them. So at the reception, this is what I mean, I found out right away. At the reception, he starts, I hate the phrase cutting a rug because there was no rug, but he's out there breaking out the moves and busting it down. Our families had a lot of fun dancing at the reception. So that was amazing. And the photos, the photographer and his assistant, they took a ton of dancing photos and they're
he's killing it. They got to get him.
In the old rustic barn where it was a lot of twinkle lights, but the dancing photos, and people's faces when they're dancing, their mouths are open, they're singing. All kinds of crazy poses.
Poses.
So yeah, right, exactly. We had so much fun dancing, and I had no idea that Bob could dance, or that he would completely let it all hang loose and dance. So that was something I learned right away. I mean, that was awesome. One thing that's been a really pleasant surprise is that Bob is pitched in with the zoo, which I knew he loved animals, but sugar can be a lot. My 16-year-old cat, no sense of personal space, always up in your grill.
On camera yet?
Well, it's because I bribed her with some food to stay in the other room, right? So she howls a lot, and honestly, with the loss of Penny, I think she's a little confused. Plus, there's a new puppy in the house who's also safely secure right now. But Bob's been great, not only to help with a cat that he never wanted, but in Penny's final couple months, she really took to Bob, and he was so sweet with her, so kind with her. She needed some help getting up and down the stairs, or needed some help getting to, outside to her walks, or just in general, to help with an older pet can be a bit of a challenge. And he was really patient with her. And I know he loved her too. And we're both missing her a lot. But that's been really sweet to see his kind heart and know that he didn't just love animals, but he was willing to jump in and help to take care of mine as well.
Yeah, definitely. Also, I got to get a clip of those Bob dancing videos.
But, oh, heavens. Well, you know what? We haven't even watched the wedding video yet, just because I think we're both a little nervous about what we might see. Believe it or not, not so much the wedding itself, the ceremony, but just what we might see with other people. Or, you know how it is. Like sometimes there's a video and you're kind of getting glimpses of everything else in the room. And I don't know, we're just nervous about what might be going on.
I hear you.
Right. So we haven't watched it yet, but yes, the dancing photos themselves are incredible. I mean, they're so funny, and we've got this fun lighting, and so yeah, it makes us look like we all think we're superstars.
And you were that night.
Oh yes.
All right, last one here before a little married life rapid fire.
Ooh.
This one comes from Cheryl, who wants to know, what are you most excited about in your future with Bob?
Oh, everything. But in 6 weeks, a trip to Hawaii. This has been one of our most favorite sources of joy, right? And as we get ready for the wedding, even, I mean, the planning was a lot, but in addition to the planning for the wedding and the move and everything else, we've had this May 1st date circled on our calendar for quite a while. We've got so many different family and friends who are chipping in with their ideas and their suggestions. And people were so generous at the wedding to give us money to help us pay for the honeymoon. So yes, I've never done a 2-week vacation. This is the first time in my life that we'll ever do a 2-week vacation. I've been away for a week and a half before, but not like this. So we fly to Hawaii and we get the first 2 weeks of May to just enjoy finally being married, but also this paradise that we've heard so much about that neither one of us has ever seen. We've got reservations to go see Pearl Harbor and the USS Arizona. We've got, oh my gosh, a helicopter tour that was a gift from a friend.
Awesome.
So a helicopter tour of the Big Island. Neither one of us have ever been on a helicopter. So yeah, in the immediate future, that is the big plan that we're counting down to now. And
so awesome.
Oh gosh, beyond that, we've got his family that will be coming to visit this year. I know my mom is planning a visit. She hasn't been here in quite a while.
Nice.
So we're looking forward to that, but not before the house gets organized. And just in general, all these different holidays that last year we had to celebrate solo other than Christmas, which was our first holiday together. We're excited about different holidays. He's a Christmas fiend, right? So the house is going to be decked out. Yeah, in every room, every bit of it will be Christmassy, red, green. So I just think living this first year and going through some of these different life events that you experience that we haven't before. But yeah, knowing too that we're stuck together now. You know, we don't have to say goodbye. We get to be together we call it our next 50 years, right? So to me, after waiting all this time, that's actually the part that I'm most excited about, is just every part of my future has Bob in it.
Love it. Tremendous answer. All right. Ready for a little rapid fire?
You'll be saying this too, I'm sure. No doubt.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. All right. Let's finish with some rapid fire. Left side or right side of the bed?
Well, I used to go back and forth, but that's an adjustment. I'm now solely and strictly on the right side.
Just roll on them. You'll be fine.
Or roll him out.
Yeah, just push him out. Then get up in his space. All right. Separate hobbies or shared hobbies?
Are we allowed to have a little of both?
Yeah, okay. I'll allow that.
I think that we're both enjoying introducing the other to a hobby. However, he's big into fishing and hunting and definitely needs to do his manly hobby things on his own too, so he can have some time away from me.
Give and receive back massage or give and receive a foot massage?
Oh, back massage every time. I don't think either one of us has done the foot massage thing yet. No, I'm good with the back.
Serenade your husband with music or get serenaded by your husband with music?
I'm the better singer. So I'll go with I'd rather serenade him. And I enjoy singing too. So that's easy.
All right. Last one here to close us out. Retire and own a bed and breakfast together or retire and own a ranch together?
Yeah, we're not going into business together. So I'll say retire and own a ranch because we both love horses. We love animals. We love wide open spaces. I think that would be ideal. Now, neither one of us is retiring anytime soon. That's not possible. But yes, babe, let's retire. Let's own a ranch. Also, don't forget you promised me a horse.
Montana?
I don't know. That's kind of far away from our families, but somewhere that we can be away in wide open spaces. So you guys are awesome. These are amazing questions. I guess this is ep4. Ask Amy walked down the aisle. So maybe you'll have more questions by the time we do the 1-year anniversary.
Oh, my goodness.
Thank you.